Alright, what we have here is a 1997 KDX 200. Great bike. First kick, start, just a fantastic bike all the way around. However, yesterday while riding, something came about where the bike would stop shifting. It actually stopped shifting from first gear. So right now it's locked into first gear and I cannot shift the bike out of first gear. I've inspected the shifter area really well. There's no sticks, nothing inside that, nothing here blocking the shift. It shifts up, the lever moves up, but nothing afterward, and won't shift down. It's just in this pattern and it's locked into gear, first gear. So we're going to have to open it up a little bit, and the chances are pretty good we may have to split the case. That being the case, we'll go ahead and video this procedure through its repair until it's all done. Get this all exposed, remove this cover, and see if there's any sort of if inside here the shifter forks behind the clutch basket, see how those look. Maybe there's a bad shifter fork, and at least determine what the problem is sooner than later, rather than having to actually split the case in half. That being the case, we will continue. Alright, so we've gone ahead, removed the shifter, removed the brake lever, and have cracked all of the bolts around. Also, I've drained the oil, and I do see what looks to be possibly metal flake in the oil. Nothing chunky like big chunks of metal, but I wasn't expecting that. All of these are cracked and removed. These are all the same size except for this one up here. Top right is the long bolt. Top right. All right. We'll continue. All right. Here we are inside the clutch side. I'm just cracking these nuts for the clutch basket itself. I'll remove the basket and see just what's behind there. Looking again for the shifter you want to remove these in a pattern to some extent, as there's springs behind them, spring loaded. So I'll be using two hands. I usually have my tripod here to do it. Do be cautious of the pins that align the clutch plate. And taking it off, you want to gently wiggle it back and forth, taking it off and putting it back on. Make sure that's really cleaned up nice, so those pins align properly. Alright, I'll go ahead and get this unscrewed and we will continue. Alright, taking this off, pulling this front part of the basket off. 22 millimeter nut here. I'm not sure if it's reverse threaded. I can't recall. I guess I'll find out. And that made it easy. It is regular threaded. Regular left-hand threads off, and that was simple enough to do. That's the case. The nut is off. There's a small washer behind it, and the basket is coming free. Just going to put this down, slide the basket out, gently, 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 and out it comes. So it indicates. Oh well, wait a second. Oh yeah. Yeah, there are parts in the bottom of this, and I'm not sure if it's out of the clutch assembly. Huh. That's all scraped up. There are parts in the bottom of, I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm sure someone with some experience would be able to look at even this and maybe determine what these parts are. Alright, here we are again behind the basket. Clutch basket again. Those images showed the parts that were removed from this area. There's not much there as far as images or even fragments to work with as far as identifying what those are. I don't see any evidence of anything really broken on this side per se, so maybe those parts came through oil input from the other side. But I do notice a couple of things here. The shifter fork teeth are missing the turret. They're not catching the turret. I'm in second gear right now, and in second gear I should be able to shift down and catch the turret for first, and shift up and catch the turret for third, but neither are working. So either the turret is out of alignment, which I kind of doubt, or the shifter assembly, which does seem a little, it's not necessarily loose, but it's moving around a little bit, is out of alignment or moved backwards somehow. But it is missing the turret teeth, so that's obvious. The second thing I've noticed is scrolling through the gears using just a ratchet on the gears, is that sometimes I can scroll through these gears and it just scrolls nice and smooth. Other times it'll bind up. I'm rotating the rear tire, of course, to make sure the transmission is meshing, but this is not going smoothly. So cascading through, scrolling through the gears on the shift turret is also crunchy. It won't always scroll through smoothly. So again, the teeth are missing the turret, and the turret does not shift nice and smooth regardless. Maybe someone could give me a heads up or an idea about that. Alright, thank you. We'll continue.